that we're live. Let everybody know. Just share to our group. Mhm. All right.
That was what I was trying to do.
That was that
Let me
was
see.
musically riveting. All right, so we are live, guys. Everything seems to be working correctly. We're live, Trey. You asked this. You ask this question every week. Why do I always forget to turn my phone volume down? It's a new phone. I'm still getting used to it. I hate that new phone transition when you're like learning the
Oh yeah.
sensitivity and you're learning.
Everything is just slightly
Yeah,
different.
it's just
Slightly.
enough to like misspell words frequently and like close apps accidentally. So yeah, that's the stage I'm in where it's just like different enough to give me trouble and just mess with me. But yeah, welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast. We are live, in effect, in person, in virtual person. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that.
In the universe.
Yeah, we're in the interwebs. We are trapped inside the internet, literally, in here. Hope everybody's doing good this week. Hope everybody's having a great one. We are here with a very special guest,
Great.
Miss Melinda Jean, in the building.
What's up?
Have
Thank you
have
guys
wanted
so
to,
much for having me.
if I'm being 1,000% honest, have wanted to have you on as a guest since like we first crossed paths in like Arizona. I think it was like 2 years ago. Probably don't remember. You
Has
were
it been
working
that
the
long?
booth.
That's been a minute.
Cons feel like a lot longer ago, but it was in Arizona. I think you were working a booth for, and I forget the artist too. It starts with an M. You were,
Mustafa?
yes, Mustafa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his art is so amazing, and you
Yeah,
were
he's
like
in
walking me
Texas.
through.
Like, all my peeps are in Texas, and then I'm out here in Vegas. Miss you guys.
So it was like a good middle ground to get to Arizona. Then it wasn't too far.
Yeah, kind of everybody just meet there.
Yeah, I've wanted to have you on as a guest ever since then. You seem like an awesome, genuine person, and great conversation. You helped me pick out my art, and your cosplay was amazing. You were, geez, how does the name escape me? The X-Men cosplay you have. She's
I don't even. Oh, Psylocke.
yes, Psylocke. Olivia Munn played her. Yeah, so you were Psylocke, and in your Psylocke cosplay, and I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. It was one of the best Psylocke cosplays I've seen in person. So I was like hooked immediately, and you got me to buy a Wolverine print that I freaking adore. It's the one with the Phoenix like burning through Wolverine. It's super dope. But yeah, glad to have you on the show. Glad to have you here. So we're gonna kind of get to know you a little better because our conversation was brief because you were kind of working the booth, so I couldn't just stop and be like, "Hey, let's chat." So now's our opportunity to chat, like 2 years later, after the fact.
Right?
So we're gonna get to know you. First question I want to ask. Yes, that's Psylocke. Trey has it up on the screen. That was the Psylocke she was rocking. And you do great photo shoots, by the way. Your photographers edit some good stuff for you. You have so
I
many.
have been really fortunate to work with some amazing photographers who happen to be my friends, and so like our collabs are it's a whole rabbit hole thing. It just I don't know, and then we end up with awesome stuff like that. So
Yeah, and you always look like you're in beautiful nature every damn photo shoot. You get outdoors and you go find like
that
the
was
most
actually
beautiful
a mountain
places.
up. That's like 30 minutes from Vegas, and that's like real snow, and it's like one of our hidden secrets. I mean, I guess it's not hidden anymore, but
You're gonna have to show me that when I'm out there because that's gonna be freaking awesome. So the question I want to ask you though is how did you get into cosplay? I want to know the cosplay origin story of Miss Melinda Jean. How did we get into that?
it's not as cool as a Marvel origin story. I guess I kind of got into it. So I just recently retired from the Air Force after 20 years. And for the longest time, I kind of hid my nerd. Like before nerd went mainstream and it was cool to be one,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, ooh, I like Star Wars, or, oh, I like these video games, but I can't, like, I got to be this badass military chick and kind of hold my own. And it kind of slowly started creeping out as I found out that there were others out there, and so we would form a little bond. And then I got talked into going to my first comic convention here, the Amazing Vegas show, like 4 years ago. And I was like, I walked in the doors and I was just like, oh my gosh, my people. I was like, this is a thing? Like, oh, it's June, it's 110 out, and people are dressed up like it's Halloween. Okay, I get down with this. And then they had an after party at one of our nerd bars called Millennium Fandom Bar.
Ooh.
And so I had started going down there. Oh, it's so awesome, and the fact that we haven't got to go because of the pandemic. Like I miss my family. That's just like our home.
Oh.
And people cosplay there like every night, and so we were just dressing up to go get drunk. Like it was just our weekend thing, you know. And then I ended up going to like Go Big or Go Home. I ended up going to San Diego Comic-Con that following August. So like 2 months later, I'm only 2 cons into this world, and I was just like, oh, this is it. I'm going to start doing stuff.
I'm hooked.
And so I had been buying like Halloween costumes and stuff, and then like changing them up and making them more screen accurate or just kind of to fit in. And I've always kind of been creative. But I never really got to express myself because of like the military and everything. So that was kind of like my chance to just step out of that bubble and just go nuts. And tweaking and stuff kind of evolved into, I want to see if I can make it on my own. And then I started going to YouTube University and watching all these tutorials, and I was just like, I can try this. And it just like, it's still a work in progress. There's methods and things that I'm just like, man, I want to try that. I'll try it once and move on, so I can do them. I'm just not good at any of them. So, but it was kind of like being able to express myself and kind of get out of this little mold that I had been put in. And then when you get to dress up as somebody else on the weekends, like it's just, you get to step outside of reality for a minute. And like right now, that is more prevalent than anything. So just to be able to do that in my personal world, and then now taking it to the next level, like it has a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, 100%. It is definitely an escape for people during COVID.
100%.
Thank you for your service.
Yes.
Yeah.
20 years.
So, and then 4 years later, here I am.
I still think you're lying about your age. You're totally making that shit up. She had a birthday, guys. Last week was her birthday. Let them know.
Happy birthday.
Let them know.
Thank you.
I don't believe her still. I think she's making it up. I'm probably going to need to see an ID after the show. But
I'm like 20 years of service. So you like, did you join when you were like 2? Like,
I get that.
Probably drawing in what, like 2000, 2001?
A lot of cream products and Instagram filters. Like, that's all.
yeah, she's
I just actually turned, okay, it's still weird to say it, but I just turned 40. So,
right. Even on Skype, I don't believe it.
but I'm like going on 12, so, you know, it evens out.
Yes, you look super amazing. Even on Skype, like you're saying, you haven't been on video, you've been avoiding it. You look phenomenal. So I don't know what you're talking about. Like I didn't believe it, still don't
Well, I
believe
appreciate
it.
it. Thank you so much.
I don't believe
Yeah,
it.
I don't believe you. So you got into.
well, you're gonna need to drop a skincare routine.
Yeah, you're gonna need to do some
lady,
videos.
because I'm gonna need to know the secret.
Clinique, rosé, and chocolate. Those are that's all you need.
All right.
In that order or no?
Yeah, you need to do a tutorial. I need a skincare tutorial.
Get you some rosé, some chocolate. You're good.
Wait, is this edible chocolate? Is this a product? I don't know anything about skincare, as you can see. I don't
Yes.
moisturize.
Well, you're gonna get chocolate and like melt it on your face. Does it like a chocolate bar?
I have a chocolate bar, so I don't think my wife will let me use her chocolate to put on my face, though. She'd kill me. So you're getting into cons. You dive into San Diego. Another question I have is, once you're in and you're in this crazy realm, like what was your best con experience you had? Like what was your favorite con that for you stood out? Not necessarily the biggest, or just which one was the most fun for you to experience and go to?
Oh wow. That's a lot. I think kind of like a bucket list item is in November. I was a guest at the Saudi Arabia Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, this That's so cool.
It was like their first one. They did an anime one and then a regular con, and they shared, like, they built a building just for that. So it was right kind of after they changed all their rules and kind of laxed a little bit, tried to open up tourism and stuff. And so how they welcomed us, it was just a new experience for them. It was the Riyadh show. That, to see that and to just be in a different culture and how they accepted us, and because you go to shows here, and the people that go to the shows go to those things like monthly, if not weekly. So it kind of becomes old hat, but there is such a freshness, and it was, their eyes. It was like me going to my show for the first time. So for me, that stands out to me the most. But I think as far as like a con fam, I'd say any of the Amazing shows, so Amazing Vegas and Amazing Hawaii. Like when I go to those shows, I'm home. Not because it was my first one, but just I've become such great friends. Like a lot of my friends are the comic book artists, and that's actually, they kind of like push me towards the more pro side of things, not just, come to the show and dress up. I mean, I'd rather do that, to be honest, instead of being tied to a booth. But but like as far as fan and stuff, those are my shows. But like the Riyadh show, man, that was just like, if I never went to another one like that, the fact that I can say I did it once and experience it, like that for me, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can die happy now.
Man, that is crazy. Saudi Arabia as a guest.
I saw some.
Oh, and that's the show I met William Shatner, and I got to hang out with him for a little bit. It was great.
So yeah, kind of cool. Sounds like a cool.
William Shatner?
Yeah, William Shatner.
Whoa!
Yeah, she got to chill with. Oh my God, this is amazing. I love William Shatner impressions. But no, that's super dope. William Shatner in Saudi Arabia, like, kill me now. That sounds so awesome. But yeah, that like you said, we go to cons.
It was like
every week, or every month. We had Amazing Con on our list this year. We were so mad because we had.
I was devastated.
We had all our cons planned out.
Literally, like February was my last show, and that was the Amazing Hawaii show, and so it was kind of like our swan song for the year. And little did we know,
we had PAX here, so that was our swan song. Trey went to Florida for, was it KatsuCon? Holiday Matsuri. Was that the one you went to this year before they all shut down?
No, I went to KatsuCon was the last con I went to. It was like right. That was in February. That was right like middle of February. Then after we were about to go to Dallas Fan Expo.
Yes, we were 1 week away.
Oh, yeah.
And they shut it down.
Yeah.
It was just like
shut down.
No more.
They were gonna go through with it, and then finally like, no, we gotta shut it down.
Yeah, we started getting. We got press acceptance to a couple of cons, and Vegas was on the list, and we had already started having communication with Vegas. So it was like, holy crap, we're going to get to go to Vegas for a con. Like, I love Vegas. I love going to Vegas. I've been there about 4 different times, and every time I have a great time.
So much fun.
So going with my friends, and now recreational marijuana. Is that legal yet in Vegas?
Oh, yeah. I may or may not have had some before this. I don't know.
Yes. So, Trey, it's just like Denver.
Topic stuff to discuss.
Secret topic time.
Oh, seriously, the only way I have this pandemic.
Whoa.
Yes.
That worked. I was going like secret topic time, but then it went like that.
She's hitting a high note. She got it too close, too high.
And then I got high. Oh,
I like it. But no, that's one of the reasons we need to go to Vegas.
So much subliminal stuff just there.
Yeah, subliminal messaging. So, I'm gonna. I don't want to hog all the questions. Otherwise, I could talk to you forever. We're gonna have some of the cast mates ask you some questions. So we'll start with Brittany, and then we'll work our way across the bottom. I just want to say one thing before we do this right here. Mess with my sleep cycle, man. That just mess with my. I don't like spooky things. It just mess with my sleep cycle.
I'm so stoked how that turned out.
It's horrifying. Look at this. It's both amazing and horrifying at the same time. I had trouble sleeping. So thank you for...
So,
he's a scaredy cat.
Wait, hold on.
The head is just one of those pumpkins from Michael's. And I've had so many people ask to commission that. I was like, there's a laundry basket on there. That's a lie because I haven't done laundry.
No one has during COVID. So the head was a pumpkin from.
And that, yeah, it's just a little function. And then the where we shot is the same mountain where the Psylocke one is shot, just sans the snow.
Nice.
So.
Oh, so the same.
That's like I said, our hidden little forest area around here.
Oh shit, that's the same place. Oh yeah, I can see snow in the background of this one. Y'all just sansed it out. Ah, that's creepy. Oh no, thank you. So Brittany, I'm sorry. I just had to get that out there because I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep right for a little bit. But yes, Brittany, your question.
That maybe that now that you've approached your boogeyman, you feel a little better?
Yeah, I got it off my chest. I faced my fear a little bit.
All right.
You can be the Sabine.
Yeah.
To my Hera. You're the Sabine to my Hera now.
Yeah, exactly.
Aww.
So.
Yeah.
What do you got, Britt? What's your question for Miss Melinda G?
All right. So it's me. First of all, 20 years in service is a difficult thing. So congratulations on that, because I know how difficult that is. As a military spouse, I know how difficult that is. So congratulations, because I know that's no.
Well, thank you for your service, because that's a lot as a spouse.
Hey, we're on our last leg before retirement, so we're good. Right? I know we're at the end. We're at the finish line. Anyway, but my question is: if money was no object, what would be a dream cosplay of yours?
Oh my gosh. Probably go to special effects school first so I can learn how to do the stuff right. But so I really want to build a life-size 1980s Bumblebee.
Ooh.
I know Extreme Cosplays from New York, they've done it, and a couple other people, but I just want to be able to do it to A, learn how to walk on stilts, and B, just to build something that huge and loud. I'm a huge 80s baby, so like I love the World of Warcraft, art and stuff like that, but like just a Transformer, like come on, man, like you can't be an 80s baby and not like robots. So that and I have the stilts, but that's as far as it's gotten. So,
so you got the frame, you got the stilts of that project.
I love your choice of cosplay that you picked.
Yeah, Brittany's actually cosplayed a female variant of the Bumblebee.
Say that, you guys.
And it was amazing. She did an amazing Bumblebee.
Oh, you want me to show it? Hold on, let me find a picture.
She'll find a picture of that.
I did it with another person. Hold on. I did it with another person.
There they are.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
You're blocking yourself. There you go.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he paid.
Just like the detail and all that. Like I want to do that.
Yeah, he paid thousands of dollars for that suit, and she like made hers. So she's a super crafter.
Did you really? Okay, I'm definitely going to be hitting you up for some tips and tricks for sure.
Bumblebee is a pain in the ass. So yes, hit me up all you like.
I'm sure if I started now, I might be done like before I turn 100. So I think. Like, I think to me that would cost so much just because of all the trial and error and like there'd probably be like $5,000 worth of having to redo stuff is why I think that would be like my endless budget situation right there.
You gotta follow this guy.
Yeah, I can't find a photo that fits.
Oh, you gotta follow this guy, Powers Drew, on Instagram. He's a listener of our show, but his first build was like a Warhammer super huge armor, and it was like his first time ever doing it, and it was amazing. And his second one is even better.
That's crazy.
He's working on a new one. I'll send you his profile, but it's just nuts because he just got it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just trial and error, and I think you would be that way. I think you're creative enough and crafty enough that you would get it faster than you think. So.
Well, my Wonder Woman one, that was my very first full build. And that's working with the vinyl material and foam and the painting. Like I was like, if we're gonna do it, let's just dive right in.
Yes, my wife says she loves your posters in the backdrop. She's a huge King Kong fan and Godzilla. So classic monsters are her thing. So she commented that she loves those. So Gigi, what is your question for Miss Melinda Jean?
My question is, do you have a particular cosplay that you hold very near and dear to your heart? Like, is there one in particular? I mean, obviously you like all the cosplays you do. You love all the cosplays you do, but is there that one that just like hits you right there?
Like, any kind of villain that I do makes me feel warm inside because, you know, I get to channel my inner villain. But I don't know. I think not because it's like an easy one to do, but like when I do my Jasmine, just to see the kids light up. And I made a kid cry once, and it was totally because like happy tears. And like that melts my heart. I'm just like, and then you kind of have to be a certain way when you're a Disney princess, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of like,
It's Disney law.
yeah. So it kind of like, but like all day, a villain, any villain.
Yes, a villain. You nail the villain, but your Jasmine is phenomenal. Like all your pictures as Jasmine look insane. They look really great. My wife wants to steal your lamp.
Start a red Jasmine.
Yeah. My brother just chimed in. He said, "What up, nerds? What up, bro?" So he just joined the chat. But yes. So a villain, if you could, Jasmine is just comfy and quick and lights the kids up. So that's always fun.
And did you make that Jasmine?
I did.
Oh shit. Nice. So once you did the Wonder Woman, you just started making more and more cosplays after that?
Yeah, and I will say that I would rather work with foam all day long than sew, because sewing is not my forte, which is funny because that's what my mom did like forever. So I know how to turn a sewing machine on. So, you know, you would think Jasmine was easy to put together, but it took like 2 months just to get like the top right and to make sure, like, because you gotta, like at the shows you're doing weird stuff, and so you gotta test it. Like, is it gonna rip? Is it gonna fall off? Like, I can build a chest plate in like a day. I can sew a small T-shirt in like 3 months. I don't know. Just, like, it looks easy, but it's really not.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's so funny. It's funny that armor is easier to do than sewing. That just seems so difficult to me in my brain.
It really is,
think
though.
A lot of players would say foam is probably a lot easier to deal with. I would think.
That's nuts. So,
I agree.
Trey, what is your question for Miss Melinda Jean?
Dream cosplay group, because I see you guys did this group here, which I've heard a lot of cosplayers always wanted to do. Sucker Punch.
Killed that sucker.
Yeah,
punch.
that was so much fun. Those girls are awesome.
What are some other squad goal cosplays that you have in mind?
Oh man, wow. I would love to do the Star Wars Rebels series one, because, I mean, obviously I'm a little partial to that, but I think that, and I kind of want to try to do like some kind of Marvel girl group.
Yes!
Like, they've had one before, like a huge group, but maybe something a little smaller, and then we could do like more action shots or something like that.
That would be super dope. I would be there for that all day. Marvel Girls Group, please. So
yeah.
So one more question we have that we ask of all our guests that Gigi usually asks will be the toughest question.
Whoa.
It'll be the toughest question you've probably ever been asked, and I just sit down, make sure you're ready for it, and Gigi, when you're ready to ask this hardball tough question, shoot.
Ooh. Okay. if you were a Girl Scout cookie, which cookie would you be?
Oh, I would be the s'mores one, not the like sandwich type, but the chocolate covered s'more cookies that are very regional, and I haven't been able to find them for the past 2 years. But oh my gosh, they're like crack.
So
I don't even know what that's
They
called.
are. I know what I've heard of those.
Have you had one?
Cheated my whole life now.
she'd be, so you're a mythical cookie, is what you are. You are a myth.
No.
I'm looking this up.
Well, you got Gigi looking it up on the spot.
No, they're covered in chocolate. They're different. They're called. Hold on, I think I found it. They're just called s'mores.
Oh,
That's their
shit.
name. But they're
They had
legitimate.
it in Vegas. It was
Yeah.
like a West Coast thing for a while, and it was basically a graham cracker with marshmallow, and then they cover the whole thing in chocolate, and then they switched it, and now it's just a sandwich cookie, which is not even half as good
Girl
as that
Scouts.
other one, but it like changed my life.
It's not that one. No, she's
This
talking about
one.
the, yeah.
The
The
what?
squares.
I love that they're all looking for the cookie. You got
Yeah.
everyone on a cookie hunt.
See, now it's like an oval shape, but before it was the
Yes.
square.
Yes.
Yeah! Oh, they changed
Yeah.
their shape too?
Yeah, the sandwich
I'm
one
pulling
isn't
up a
as
photo.
good.
I'm gonna put everyone needs to see.
The sandwich one isn't as good.
No, yeah, get that out of here.
So
Like,
if
I
anybody
want
wants to
to
send me
I
some
want
of
to
those
eat
and they're
it
in
and
your
then dip the
area,
chocolate
like
in
DM
the
a girl.
So now, exactly,
Yeah.
DM
I
Melinda.
want the chocolate.
I want it
If you
all
come across
chocolate.
the old one, the square one, DM Melinda and let her know.
This one.
Yes!
This one.
Yes! That one.
There.
This one.
The
No.
one behind
Yes.
Trey. Yes!
This
Hurtful.
one. This.
Those are not good.
This
The
one.
chocolate
Yes.
covered ones.
Yeah, if you find that one, get it to her.
So send me those.
Send her
All
those.
those.
Be sure to send her those cookies. So,
Do you have like a P.O.
yeah,
box?
you're gonna need to get one because if we find them, we're gonna ship them to you. We need a PO box in this mug.
Yay!
She'll give her direct home address for those. She doesn't even care. She's like, just get them to me.
Oh, yeah, for those all day.
Just DM. That's how you get in the good graces, guys. So we are going to transition into the topics of the week. Get your 2 cents on kind of the news of what's going on and discuss that now. So the first thing that we're going to discuss, I'm not sure how into anime you are, but Demon Slayer destroyed the box office in Japan. One of the only box offices open, but it that I don't know if it shows how hungry people were for that, or I know this fandom is like crazy. The Demon Slayer fandom is nuts, but yeah, they broke. I think it was like a $40 million opening. We have a lot of them here, yeah. So it was like a $40 million box office weekend. I have seen 5 episodes because they literally sat me down and forced me to watch it at Brittany's house. They were like, "You're going to be a fan whether you want to or not."
It's true.
Watch it. Quit
Yeah, I
sleeping
liked
on
it.
it, Juan.
And then
I
you
liked
look
what I
there.
saw. I liked what I saw. I was a fan. I was a fan, and I'm going to continue to watch them. So I'm on it. I'm slowly getting there. I'll get there. But if you haven't seen it, Melinda, I highly recommend Demon Slayer. Is a great anime, great animation style.
I will definitely put
Yeah,
that on my
it-
to-do list. Now, correct me
It's a
if
good
I'm
starter
wrong.
anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? The
it's
graphics
a
look
good start.
dope. Like, totally need to check it out. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Tokyo do a convention recently, an anime for a month? I think.
Probably because they have their shit together.
They did like it was. I don't really want to say it was like a convention. It was more like an event hall where they did like lots of announcements with like Crunchyroll, like a lot of the sponsorships. And I know that they
So is
did
this
like.
where did they get to premiere this there?
No, I don't
Or
think they.
do a lot of
I think
publicity with it?
They probably did a lot of promo there.
They did a lot of publicity
Yeah.
with it. So they had like cosplayers out there dressed as the characters. They had like full like figures. You had like a whole entire like area that you could go like discover and like see things like Demon Slayer wise.
Oh, wow.
Like yeah. So there was an event with it, but I don't remember what it was called. I'd have to look that up.
Huh.
Nice. Yeah, so it worked. Whatever the promotion was, it worked. It could be that it was the only thing to watch out in Japan. The only new thing.
It wasn't the only thing that was at that event though, because they had like My Hero stuff, and they had like the Attack on Titan season 5 stuff there. Like they had a lot of like all this stuff that's coming in for 2020, the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. A lot of that stuff was there.
Yeah, I think it was a good perfect storm because they had also just lifted some of the theater restrictions in Japan for this, like as far as occupancy restrictions, so that you were able to put more people in the theater. So this film definitely benefited from that and broke Japan's. Yeah, it broke Japan's box office record, and Brittany has been on the hunt for it ever since it came out. So we need to get it stateside. You search every day?
I search. Yes, I do. One day. I check it in the morning and I check it at night because you never know what happens during the day.
So, Melinda, what anime is your favorite? Have you seen any animes? And if so, which one's your favorite? What you got?
Oh, man. I'm super old school. Is Pokemon still considered anime?
Yes, Pokemon's still considered anime.
Okay, because I may or may not still watch
that.
There's nothing wrong with that, nor collecting the cards, because you can make a lot of money doing that.
Like Attack on Titan and all that stuff, like, I get it's super... It's got a lot of drama. Like, I've had a ton of people try to get me into it and stuff like that, and I really like it and stuff, but... Like, they're on really late, and I'm asleep because I'm old now. But, like, I throw on some Dragon Ball Z and just put it in the background, and that's kind of how I catch up on my episodes.
Yeah, you just have to find
the
your
nice
anime.
part is most of these newer animes you can literally find on Hulu and Netflix at this point. Like one that I literally recommend to everybody is The Promised Neverland, and it was just put on Netflix the other day.
It's just one season.
Most of these you can find on Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah, and there's some good one-season ones that you can get through really quick, but you just gotta find yours. You just gotta find the one
Demon Slayer's a single season.
Yeah, you gotta find one that resonates with you, and you're like.
I do want to check out that Demon Slayer. That looks really dope.
It's really good.
They forced me to watch it, but after the first few episodes, I was like, shit, now I care about this, and I want to continue. Like, it's pretty badass. It's dope. The animation style is amazing.
See, the problem with getting into a new show, though, is, like, my cosplay to-do list starts getting really long because then I get all these ideas. So I tread very lightly.
Well, this one's a good one.
A new episode.
And the episodes aren't long, and it's only one season, so that's a great thing. It's like 30-minute episodes, and you could probably put it on while you're crafting, so something in the background. It's a dope show. It's dope. You'll like it. Yeah. But that there's something from the past coming back that Trey's really excited about that I want to talk about. This is his Demon Slayer. He's so happy. He recommends this movie to everybody. Willow. I personally... Let's do a little poll. How many people in this podcast currently have seen Willow? Nothing against Willow. Just want to know who in here has seen it. All right, so 3. Me and Gigi are the odd ones out.
I own it. Are you kidding me? I own that shit.
Me and Gigi are the odd ones out then. We're not. We have not.
Love this man.
You love this man.
So
he's in so many movies.
Yes. Harry Potter, Star Wars.
So Trey, educate me.
Wasn't he the guy in, was it He-Man Masters of the Universe? Wasn't he like the little guy that had the like master key or whatever?
That actor though wasn't Willow.
Oh shit. So educate me, Trey. Why are you excited about the sequel to Willow? Did it leave it open for a sequel? What are you hoping for? Why'd you like the first one?
To be honest, a lot of people are saying this doesn't need a sequel.
No,
it's like the big bad guy was destroyed at the end of the movie. But it's just like Lord of the Rings. A lot of people are like, do we need a sequel to Lord of the Rings? A lot of people are like, no, but I want to see some more. I want to see what keeps happening in this world, in this universe that I love, and these characters that I love.
Yeah.
Where are they now? Especially that Val Kilmer's kind of made a step back into acting a little bit. I hope he's back in this movie, this series, along with Warwick Davis. Like, just would love to see how this is. Maybe the baby at the end of this movie is now grown up and now fulfills her prophecy. Maybe there is another big bad guy.
Ooh.
Well, there's gonna have to be. Otherwise, there would be no.
If they do a sequel, if they don't do it right, is that gonna will it ruin the brand? Because it's kind of like what they did with Independence Day.
Yeah.
Right.
Great movie.
Sour.
They tried to and it was like, I kind of see them trying to do a throwback, but yeah, like I think when there's a
It
huge
reminds
gap,
me.
not great.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when they remade the Dark Crystal, like because they did an outstanding job with the Dark Crystal, but it was that kind of like core fandom, and that's how I feel about Willow. Like it's a classic; it really shouldn't be tampered with, but there is so much more story. There is books and stuff, so like there's plenty more story to do, but don't fuck it up.
You have to do it right. Don't do it at all.
Well, I think we can.
It was good
I
about
love
the movie.
that.
Disney-
Very ahead of its time. So
It was.
Yeah, Disney. I
like
think
with the
will do it
special effects that
justice.
they were doing, like it never been done before. We had Ron Howard on it. We had George Lucas. So I think it's in great hands with Disney Plus. It's just what was great about the original movie. It had that magic to it. It's like, is this real? Is it not? And I feel like if they do fuck it up by just doing too much CGI, it's going to be like you're going to ruin this franchise. So you definitely got to spend a pretty penny on it.
Yeah, and
now you could get Ron Howard's daughter to actually get in on it, and she's killing it on Mandalorian.
Yes.
So.
Oh
Yes,
my gosh, yes.
yes, and they're doing a great job on
She's
that
rough
show
on
of
the
using
sets.
practical and CG. It's a good balance of both. So I think
So maybe they could bring some of that into this and do it right.
100%. And this is from the author of. I just learned it. It's from the same author of Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Same person, the author that wrote Willow.
Do you know
So,
that I'm sitting here looking at the actor who plays Willow or whatever, and some of the other roles that he's
Yeah.
done. Do you know that he's also the same actor that plays the Leprechaun?
oh yeah,
Yep.
Trey
He
filled me
also
in on
is-
his like movie history. He
Oh
loves
my
Warwick
God.
Davis.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love the
Star Wars
fact that he's in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. He's like the sad robot. That makes me so happy about that.
He's the Ewok in Return of the Jedi. That's like his first
Yes.
movie with Carrie Fisher.
Oh, Carrie Fisher. Today is, in my opinion, Carrie Fisher Day. Damn it. So I saw a lot of posts today, and then I was like, why is everyone posting Carrie Fisher? Not like you need a reason, because she was such an amazing woman. So phenomenal. But yes, happy birthday, Carrie Fisher. Like, just super awesome. But we'll transition that into another show that's in development. So hopefully they do Willow right. Like you said, Ron Howard's daughter will hopefully step in and do some work there, and they'll make it an amazing show. He was in Harry Potter also, Warwick Davis.
He's one of the professors. And the Goblin.
Yes.
He was also in Rogue One.
And then he was also the Goblin that takes Harry in
Oh,
the
and
last movie.
not the green dot.
Nice.
Yeah, Gr-
So he's
In the last
obviously
movie?
still working. He has to be a part of this series, and then I think fans will be on board. If we can get Val Kilmer back
Yeah.
too, I'll take that. That's a plus. But we have another show in development. Michael B. Jordan has been pegged to produce a Static Shock movie. So this one I'm excited about. I remember watching the Static Shock cartoon. So I always thought he'd be a dope superhero to be done. And we've already seen, I think Brittany's the only one who's seen the movie that I know of, but he produced another superhero movie on Netflix with the child that has superpowers and his mom's trying to protect him, Britt.
Yeah, Finding Dion.
Yeah, Finding Dion is a superhero project.
Raising Dion.
Raising Dion.
Yeah,
Raising Dion's
That
a
was an
superhero
amazing
project
show.
he already
It was-
worked on. So,
so good.
yeah.
So much
So
heart.
good.
I know Sammy Haney,
Who's adorable in that show.
Esperanza, and Raising Dion.
Yeah, so in that movie, he's already proven that he's comfortable working with the superhero genre. He's able to produce high-quality projects. So I'm excited for a Static Shock one because I think this is a really dope superhero that can just add more superheroes of color into the mix. And it's a great DC
I think
one.
it's the perfect cast. Perfect cast choice.
Yeah. So that he'll be...
I mean, he
That's
was
gonna be-
really good in Space Jam, so.
That's a different Michael Jordan, Gigi.
I've been trolling Trey for, 2 hours now?
Yeah, 2 hours. Like, oh yeah, he was in Space
Yeah, yeah, no. Slightly different age gap there in Michael Jordan and Michael B.
Well,
Jordan.
Jordan.
You know, one was in the
Michael B.
NBA, one was
B.
Creed.
Jordan.
Yeah, one was in Creed. So I'm excited to see his role, and he usually cameos in the films he produces, so he'll be hopefully making an appearance in this one. And I can't wait to see what he does with the project. I'm a huge fan of Static Shock and of the animated series, so I'll be looking out for any news on the movie. We don't have a lot of details yet, so I'll be looking out for casting news and other things to see who we get.
Look, I need other movies to be finished before we start talking about other ones. Like I need some of these to come out. Like I need Black Adam. Like I got a whole list of them.
They're still delaying.
Sadly, we start talking about new stuff.
Sadly, they're still delaying stuff.
Why are we talking about new stuff and we haven't got out the?
Because of COVID, like Ghostbusters.
It's like me when I start a bunch of projects and I don't finish anything. Like, doesn't make no sense.
That's the way of life. I don't know how to do it any other way.
Just start. I'm really good at the start. The finish is the sketchy part.
I'm running the show.
Yeah, no, I Ghostbusters got pushed back because of COVID. It's now June 21st, 2021, I believe. So yeah, they're still pushing movies that we already have done back. So until we can get that taken care of.
So they've taken our shows, they've taken our movies. Our bills are never going to get done. We're going to run out of shit to talk about.
Yes, pretty much.
We're going to all run out of money and
You have to
jobs.
start watching old movies, Juan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just going to have to watch
On
old
them
movies.
DVDs that you don't buy.
I got Cobra Kai season 3 in January, so I'm good. I think I'll be good until then because we have The Mandalorian for sure starting October 31st.
Yep.
And then WandaVision looks like it's starting right when the year ends. So as soon as Mandalorian ends, I think we're getting WandaVision like the next week. So that's what it's looking like.
Not on delay. You know what's not on
What?
delay? Anime.
True. They got
Anime.
their shit together.
They can bring one person at a time.
They're pumping it out.
Still coming out with
It-
They had a whole movie opening this weekend. This is the time to get on the anime
Yes.
train.
Plenty of new content to look for on the anime train. So jump into that. Comic books is next on the chopping block. Actually, funny you say that, Jesus, in the comments. They just canceled Miss Marvel. I think her standalone comic just got canceled by Marvel. So yeah, comics are next on the chopping block. We already had a delay, a 1 month delay. I think DC had one this summer. DC and Marvel like just stopped printing comics.
They completely changed
Yeah.
how they send out their comics to vendors. And it was causing a huge conundrum with people trying to get DC comics because shops couldn't order them.
Yep. They changed the structure of everything,
Got mad.
and publishers changed the way they were putting it out. So it cost a lot of
Yeah,
kerfuffle.
I think because DC they went to being they went to in-house, they weren't going out anymore or something like that. It was something don't quote me on that, but it was something crazy like that where they were cutting out a middleman or something so that they I don't know. But it created a whole thing with trying to get a lot of DC comics.
That
Not
makes
that
sense.
I was trying to get DC comics, but that was what I was told by Barb at
Yes,
Dragon's
the manager
Lair.
at Dragon's Lair. Yes, she's awesome. Love Barb. But yeah, no, comics may very well be the next thing on the chopping block. So look out.
They're moving virtual.
Yeah, they're really transitioning to digital. They're doing a lot of deals on their digital content, and you can get all the stuff. Yeah, you can get all the stuff on digital, like 60,000 comics for $60 for the year. So if you want to catch up on all the Marvel
It's
stuff.
so much different though to open up that fresh comic book or that
I
fresh
agree.
manga. It's so different to have a physical
I
copy.
have my comic box. I have all my manga on my bookshelf.
I'm not a purist. I'm with the
You know what
future.
it is,
I like the
though, 'cause
panels,
I
the
don't know-
digital panels
I
that you
don't
can
know
go.
if it's GG,
You're not a
if it's just
purist.
me.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
I
Juan.
like-
Get
I like the digital because you can go from panel to
I don't
panel.
eat Walmart steak.
And you don't
Stop
truly
freaking
appreciate the
chopsticks,
artwork in
30
them.
raccoons After saying I won't eat a vegetable because there's a whole bunch of carbohydrates in them. I'm going. You get out of here. I'm not a purist. Get
I
They're
know.
going to send you out west. You keep admitting that kind of stuff.
I'm just saying. I'm okay with digital because one thing I hate about comics, and it's really my only gripe, is opening a full spread and seeing like the right panel and like fucking spoilers on the right side. I'm still over here reading, but obviously shit went down on the right panel. I'm like, what the fuck?
That sounds like a YP, not an MP.
Oh, what? That's why I like digital panels. They go panel by panel, and it's pretty dope. So.
Yeah, I appreciate the artwork that goes into those. Like, for me, I'm not a big comic. Like, I read comics, but I don't buy them very much. But I buy mangas, and I do. Some of the spreads in them are absolutely phenomenally beautiful.
Yes.
So I like having the physical copies because I like the art itself, not just the story, but the art itself in them.
But you can use it as a decor as well.
Yeah,
like,
I like it.
Covers are always really pretty.
They're out. They're all.
I like them digital, so it's wallpapers on my digital devices. That's how I like to use the art. Is like my background on my desktop, or
you know what? If the internet, if we ever get like a big old, what is it, like EMP on the whole freaking earth, and you lose all connection with all technology, I don't know what you're gonna do. All your movies is there, all your comic books are there. Not gonna have nothing to do, my friend.
People are gonna be killing each other. I don't think I'm gonna be worried about my reading collection and my viewing collection. If we lose all technology,
you always have to have a physical backup for your backup.
we lost toilet paper and people lost their shit, girl. Like, we are not. You think we would be all right if we lost technology? People would start killing each other. I'm not gonna be worried about movies.
Page when the internet goes out in the neighborhood and tell me people would not lose their marbles and everybody would be fighting for books.
We'd be fighting
like
for
that.
shit. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be worried about my movie and reading collection at that point. Speaking of hell and all hell breaking loose, that transitions us into I can host a server with comics. Thank you, Jesus. Voila, in the cloud. There you go. Problem solved. Digital it is. Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of hell breaking loose, Hellstrom is our last topic for the show. Another new release just came out Friday. This is the last thing we're getting from Marvel Television before Kevin Feige takes over all the television division of Marvel and it becomes part of the MCU, like the WandaVision, the Loki show. All that is actually no longer under Marvel Television, but under Marvel Studios. All TV shows developed moving forward are going to be under Marvel Studios. So Kevin Feige will have his hand in that, producing those shows, which is great because we get some continuity. What's your question, bro? Ask it in the comments. We have comments. Yeah, so, but this is the last show you get, and I fucking love it because it's so dark. It's so counter to everything bubblegum, Disney, like Marvel. This show is raw. Like, it is raw, and it is exciting, and it is dark. So for fans of characters like Ghost Rider or the really dark Doctor Strange stuff, Hellstrom is one I highly recommend. I've only seen the first episode and already I'm in love with the series. I know Trey's early on into it also, but if you haven't seen it, this is a gem for Marvel Television. I know they had a lot of failed projects that they wanted to do, but if you haven't seen this series, like, if you're a fan of Marvel and a fan of spooky Halloween stuff, you need to watch this show.
On the surface, it looks like a modern day Van Helsing. At least that's the way it looks to me. Like a modern day Van Helsing. It's very like demons, angels, monsters.
So I got the
people trying to take it down.
It's more like demons, not so much monsters, but it's more Constantine, more even Blade a little bit, because just the synopsis of the show, those two siblings on the screen that Trey has, they're part demon, essentially. So they're not just human. And it opens...
They're like Raven.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So when they have to battle these evil forces, but they pull a lot of, like, cool, historically accurate data about demons and biblical tales. So you get a lot of cool shit and a little bit of history in this because they did so much research into demonology and traditional tales of demons and stuff. So the show gets really real and really graphic really fast. And what were your impressions of it, Trey?
And I'm a Tom Austin fan, so I mean...
Yeah, if no other reason. Yeah, no, the casting was phenomenal. Like,
I mean, do you need another reason?
The casting was great. They're both great in the show. and the supporting actors are great as well. Like everything fits, and it's not a super big production. But what is your 2 cents on the 3 episodes you've seen, Trey? What are your thoughts on just the first bit that you've seen?
The first episode is the longest, which kind of throws me off with a lot of shows like this when they do a first like premiere episode that's like an hour, then the rest are like 40 minutes. So it takes some adjusting, of course. But then I love the performances. I love the look that they're going with this. Very dark, very Constantine, very Ghost Rider. But yeah, if you love like movies like Exorcism and stuff like that, like this is your cup of tea.
Yes. The Exorcism. Yeah, that's very much the vibe I
It's a
got.
perfect show.
The show starts with an exorcism. So
Right.
if you're into it,
Well,
And it's Halloween
just
season,
from-
so
yeah, it's Halloween. So this is your spooky season to watch that. So
just from looking at like the artwork here, the artwork, like the picture here and the whole like costumes and everything, it's very interesting looking at like everything is like kind of sharp. Like there's very sharp, like she's got straight like bangs like that. Like he's got his mustache, like everything is very sharp. Like the turtleneck, it's not a scoop neck. It's like a turtleneck.
Yeah, production design.
it's funny you say
Yeah,
that.
so it's like-
Everything is very angular, especially her character is very rigid, very structured and sharp.
And like she's got like they both have high cheekbones, so that kind of, and I'm sure they do some contouring to kind of add some like sunken. I don't know. It's just like just from looking at it, it feels very like rigid.
It is. Her
like,
character specifically.
Like suspense. Yeah, I need to give it a watch.
You do. If
But
if you're into spoopy
But then
stuff.
looking at the picture behind you, Juan, they have the angular stuff, but then the like cloudy smoke stuff is not angular. Like that's, I don't know. It's very interesting. I like the juxtaposition of the smoke next to the angle-y stuff, and I wonder if that is probably has a deeper meaning.
Yeah, well, it
than-
feeds in the larger photo. It feeds into a demon skull, and like these spirits are in the smoke.
very cool.
So in the larger image,
Cool.
it's pretty creepy. The artwork for this is
I
good.
have to give it a watch.
Yeah, it hasn't got a lot of promotion because, like I said, it's the last thing Marvel Television is doing. We're probably not getting a season 2. So much like Swamp Thing from DC that I also love because it was dark, it was gritty, but it was done right. This is probably going to end with the last episode, and that'll stay there unless Kevin Feige decides to pick them up. The Netflix series hit their 2-year mark. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, The Punisher. We may be getting some talk from Marvel Studios of that resurgence. I would love John Bernthal to come back as a Punisher. That would be amazing.
Don't give me hope.
Brittany will like
give
it
me
because
hope.
of the crazy murderer stuff. So Brittany, my brother seems to think you'll like it because you like crazy murderers. I don't know what correlation is.
We're gonna go with it's not crazy murders, it's true crime.
Yeah,
Is that a
true
question?
crime. Yeah, that's one of my wife's favorite genres.
Okay.
So what is your favorite genre of spooky, Miss Melinda Jean? What's like if you had a genre of spooky you like, what is it?
Oh, Tim Burton all day.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Which ones?
Ooh.
Anything. Number 1, Nightmare Before Christmas, all-time favorite. But just like anything you can do, you can be like, yep, that's a Tim Burton movie. Other than his ex-wife being in them, but like the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake and like everything he does, Corpse Bride.
I
all
love
that stuff.
Corpse Bride. That's my favorite one.
That's my second favorite.
He has such a distinct, unique style that it's a Tim Burton film when Tim Burton does something. He brings a dope vision to it. I freaking love it.
It's kind of creepy. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Beetlejuice musical or listened to any of the music from it?
No, I saw when they released that, I was like, oh, I have to go to that. I got to figure out where to go.
So you can watch it. I think it. Oh my gosh, I just like I think it's called Backstage Door, or I'll have to find it. It's like I hope I didn't just send you to a porn site. Yeah, it's like a
Backdoor staging.
100% not best way to watch something because it's all like filmed like illegally. But
You're
you
not
know,
helping.
I'm so dead.
it's all of the Broadway musicals. Hold on.
Porn, pirating. That's what you come to the show for,
Stage-
folks.
stage work.
Come get your porn, get your pirate
oh my
on.
God. That was, I love
I
Stage
so
work.
self-incriminated.
Stage door.
Stage work, and it's on there. I've seen it on there.
Be careful.
Don't go to backstage.
Don't
door.
go to backdoor stage.
I'm gonna look.
So, I've
Oh
been,
no, backstage.
I
Okay, I was thinking backstage is a where it's an
yeah,
audition.
no, I
thing,
think
Oh.
we're
which is why.
well, I think we'll call
I
the
thought
show
about
there, because we've just promoted piracy and porn in the same sentence. So that's
Why
That's
are
what
you
this show's all
volunteers
about. I'm
now?
not shaming. I'm just saying that's what we hit. We hit our peak, Gigi, is what I'm saying. That's as good as it gets. Porn, piracy.
Our max.
We can only go downhill from there, so I think we cut our losses.
It's a pandemic. Anything can happen.
Exactly,
In 2020.
exactly. So we do have the secret topic of
Yep.
the audio version that we'll be recording after we sign off the live version. But I do want to thank everybody for chiming in the comments and just watching the show. Thank you all so much for downloading, listening, giving a shit. Be sure to go follow at Miss Melinda Jean on Instagram.
Yes.
Be sure to go follow her on Instagram. And are there any other social media platforms you're on, or just Instagram right now?
That's my primary one. I'm on Twitter under the same handle. And then I have a Facebook page, but it's basically everything on Instagram. So that's where most of the chaos is documented.
Hold on. My brother said to ask his question before we go, but I don't see your fucking question, buddy. I'm on
What's
episode
the question?
7. I know. He's like, ask my question.
never-
I was like, what's the question? You never
Where's
put it
the
in the
question?
comments. So put it in the comments and I'll ask it really quick. Cost plans. That's one thing I do want to. Oh, wait. We can save that for the secret topic. We'll go over your cost plans and we'll talk some spoopy stuff. If this young man hurries up with his comment, we can get it and ask the question. If not, we'll ask it on the secret topic and you're going to have to
Or-
Did he
download
like
it.
message it to you or something?
Oh, yeah.
2, 1.
Yep. That's all the time
Oh
you
my
get.
God.
That's it.
Sorry, Art. Got to quicker than that.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. That's the deadline. I did put it in.
Read the comment.
You-
Art, you didn't put it in.
No. God damn it, boy.
Okay, so
Ask it.
Stage work had Beetlejuice and they don't have it anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
lame.
He said,
I
can y'all
heard.
not see it? We can't see it, buddy. Sorry. I don't see
You never
anything.
did it, Art.
You're out of luck. You're just going to have to text it to me. I'll ask it on the secret topic. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you, Miss Melinda Jean, for putting up with us for as long as you did. That's almost a full hour of us. We're going to take it over to the secret topic. Thank you guys again so much for listening. We're out.